training will walk the user through how to replace the MX915 PED and bracket with the P400 on a Diebold kiosk. You will need the following tools to complete this: a socket wrench, a Phillips and flathead screwdriver, and wire cutters. You will need the following hardware to complete this: P400 kiosk mounting kit, including P400 kiosk housing bracket, P400 mounting plate, upper cover plate, center cover plate, P400 multi-pin power cable, and the supplied screws. You will also need a P400 PED and a P400 multi-port cable. You must properly shut down both sides of the kiosk and remove power before you can replace the P400 PED bracket. First, locate the kiosk door magnet. Press the magnet at the top of the printer door. Open the printer door and properly shut down the kiosk by pressing the silver button inside the door housing. Repeat proper shutdown on the other side of the kiosk. If you cannot find the magnet, you will need to open the door using the key and pressing the button. Locate the kiosk key if needed and unlock the door. Open the door by pressing the silver button on the underside of the kiosk door housing. Locate the kiosk controller power switch, located on the underside of the kiosk controller. Flip the switch to cut off power to the controller. After both controllers have been shut down, locate the kiosk power cutoff switch found in the center of the kiosk. If the cutoff switch has a cover, remove it first to access the cutoff switch. Flip the switch to cut power to all kiosk components. Slide the locking door bar into place to prevent the door from closing while working on the bracketry. Locate a Phillips head screwdriver and unscrew the two screws on the back of the MX915 PED bracket. Locate a socket wrench and remove the MX915 security bracket. Remove the door locking bar and close the door. Lift the MX915 out of the bracket and disconnect the communication module from the PED. Disconnect the brown hooded multi-port cable and metal retention clip and open the kiosk door. Disconnect the power from the MX915 multi-port cable. Using a pair of wire snips, cut the zip ties from the cable retention clip on the kiosk housing. Ensure the PED multi-port cable is not trapped behind the door housing. Disconnect the green Ethernet cable. Tilt the bottom of the multi-port brick towards the center of the kiosk and pull down to remove the brick from the kiosk door housing. Locate the green MX915 multi-pin kiosk power cable. Remove the retention clips and unplug this from the kiosk multi-pin power supply. Using a socket wrench, remove the remaining nuts that hold the MX915 kiosk bracket to the kiosk housing and close the kiosk door. Locate the new P400 kiosk housing bracket. Screw the P400 kiosk housing bracket onto the kiosk using the screws and nuts provided. Using a socket wrench, tighten the nuts to secure the P400 kiosk housing bracket to the kiosk. Locate the center cover plate. From the front of the kiosk, slide the center cover plate over the P400 kiosk housing bracket. Open the kiosk door. Use the locking bar to hold the kiosk open for safety. Using the supplied nuts, place 4 nuts onto the center cover plate's bolt. Using a socket wrench, tighten all 4 nuts. Locate the P400 PED and multi-port cable. Turn the P400 over and unscrew the plastic cover with a Phillips screwdriver to expose the connections for the multi-port cable. Securely plug the multi-port cable into the P400. Reattach the plastic cover while sliding up so that it snaps into place. Secure the screw on the cover plate. Locate the P400 mounting plate. Align the two gold screw holes on the back of the P400 to the slots on the mounting plate. Using the supplied screws, attach the P400 to the mounting plate. Slide the multi-port cable through the front of the kiosk and route the cable through the hole. Place the P400 on the kiosk housing bracket. Locate the screws for this step. Locate the two screw holes on the bottom side of the P400 mounting bracket housing. Insert the supplied screws and secure the mounting plate to the housing bracket. Open the kiosk door and replace the locking bar. Locate the two screw holes and insert the supplied screws. Secure the mounting plate to the housing bracket. Remove the locking bar and close the door. Locate the P400 upper cover plate. Slide the upper cover plate on the top of the P400 housing bracket. Open the door and replace the locking bar. Using the supplied screws, insert screws into the 3 screw holes on the housing bracket. Tighten all 3 screws. Position the brick side of the multi-port cable and place into the door housing at the same location the original MX915 brick was removed. Reattach the green patch cable to the P400. You may have to adjust the cable sum depending on length. Route the multi-port cable from left to right where the original multi-port cable ran. Continue routing until the cable is secure and aligns with the metal cutouts on the kiosk frame. Manage the excess cable. Make sure each loop is the same size. Use several Velcro strips to keep the cable managed. Once bundled, set the cable on top of the metal shelf right above the housing bracket. Locate the P400 multi-pin power adapter and attach it to the kiosk multi-pin power supply. Route this cable along the same path the original multi-port power cable was removed. Plug in the power cable to the P400 multi-port cable brick. Flip the main cutoff switch. If you have a cover over the power switch, replace it after you power the kiosk on. Flip the power switch on each kiosk controller. Remove the door latch and close the door. Allow the kiosk to come online and follow the P400 documentation to set up and pair the P400 to the kiosk. Once set up and paired, test a gift card balance to test the P400. This completes the training for the P400 kiosk bracket installation.